How you will lay a desire. Then I'd wear that power. Via get together, this again. I say, oh, me, I'm right. And by doing you, I'm a portrait of my trade there. Well, on it goes away. Alas, I go that Gianna, we say you. Papa Mora, get you up when anywhere, Momba Sibole. Sibole. L'arrangeur parmi national, très trop fort. Puis à club, everyone by say so, where that you will get. I want to go. There be you. Do a play you go back for Monia. Papa, you guitar, petit, blazo façonné. Kaidaka. Bena paya posa gogo mambo panjagu Apo blo akafwe Kwa posa nyoka fwe Pe afonte mwa bandi yopo kle nyukiye Nyonjo si mwen Posko kata tuyo kwe atinyo diyo Emo o Nese tokan Is a okay, where they play. Go on, yeah, I can't salute. What's to a gather to your way, I think you're the one. Emo, Neseto, now, with is a okay, where they play. Go on, yeah, can you get? Now, getting your bed when I know sound fairly on it. Hey, I do, let's do what you just grab it to work on. Say your book on ya. Are you an owl? Taibo Bodakia, no, we say you over. I want to you come on, I need a boy. And yes, I'm going to buy the good mwege. Hey, Imo, am I gay? One of what I want, I guess me, I'm done, and it the boy. Oh, ow. Bobo that Giano and we say you so like it, I'm when you never went. Netoni and Rayo. Hey, are you? Opo Gas and war, yeah, I'm a walking ever. Kaidaka, when it was to work, I go to let you know halfway. I just know. This is what I say. Bobo, yeah, you like do I name one by one name on tell it by Potamu, Tanyada. Planning Papa, Pinagasia, Bacao Lage, the Puesipo, the PSCB. There's 10 years you get up one, there was a ball, was a dressio, Mango, Palipo, Dakiano, and I will say you over. I will. Saibo. Back to a black guy, do it so say. I just want to lay a back to an album, you see you okay. Wait, yo, Ivo, Saibo Boba. And they didn't get pop and block where John B. Bangla. On the Kriana walk like a bad day, they noir. Hey, so what I said. So, the man, you're not really thankful, the Sule. Bobo that Giano and I will say you over. I'm done it. Two of away. And no Roswell, Cape Roswell. South Africa, your part, your way. Thank you for your work and my one. I'm a pope on your woman. Don't finish it, I say, oh, Clavodio. Say, back in work, we are coming. Say, Bobo that Giano and I will say you over. Aba pepo swelu ninde swelu Kwa muzelu mange dota siko bala Babo jo ase Pepo swelu muzo bluke Say ya re ase Banye ino Ken mwande ye Yo pample yo se mwande ya nao Ari wo ase o Banye Amo amora da o Saibo de Giano and I will say you I wish a rule of Dio Banye So, Saibo, 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 that young man that will take you. Mop man down le man, read on your man, don't you? When you know I say, it's a mayo. That was where you also won't go. When you Amora Shinola, Saibo, Saibo, that young man.
Good evening, Samson Tola, bro, Pablito. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in tonight. We say thank you for joining us. Please share this video as much as possible. We come on this platform tonight with heavy heart. Our own cousin has passed, Edwin Paul over there in Philadelphia. And as we speak, family members are having a meeting and they will let us know what's happening. But we just want to quickly announce that because I didn't know it. They said he passed 2 days ago, but I wasn't told. But definitely, until I saw my cousin, another cousin in Philadelphia, announcing on that, and I called him, and yes, indeed, and I called our older brother Oliver Paul a few minutes ago, and he just said, "Yeah, yes, we're having a meeting." Uh, so we going to wait until whatever the discussion is, and we definitely will do our best to be there. But Edwin, yeah, we come a long way. We have, and rest in peace, my brother. You're always a good friend and a brother to all of us. Thank you. Again, folks, Samson to Labra Pabrito. I want to again thank you all for tuning in tonight. Um, let's have a show. The show has to go on, definitely. So let's have a show. Let's have a show. Yeah, but we're gonna have a show with a heavy heart tonight, so it's okay. It's okay. God is there. Safety, Lord Jesus. We want to thank you again this evening. We ask that all of us that are in pain right now, help us, guide us, guide us, guide us. Bring peace into our lives. You have the power to do so, and we'll ask you, we'll pray to you, and ask that you do that for us. For those brothers and sisters who are also in pain, whatever reason they have tonight, my Lord will come to you and put them before you and ask that you step in, intercede, and help us all. My Lord, we ask that you bless the Republic of Liberia, the people of the Republic of Liberia, and bless the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Boakai. Whatever he touches in the interest of the Liberian people, that yes, indeed, you will bless his hand. Whatever door he knocks, my Lord, in the interest of the Liberian people, that yes, indeed, you will open the door. And we want to thank you for that power. We want to thank you for assuring us that indeed Liberia will be moving forward. My Lord, we ask that the host country, the United States of America, be blessed. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, as I said, Tabata continue. So, but again, to the poor family over there in Philadelphia and all over the United States, this is Samson Toe, and I am saying to all of you, those who will listen to me later on, we express our sympathy. But whatever it is we have to do as family, we will do so and support each other. I want to thank you guys for that as well. But let's move on. So yesterday we have a show here where we were talking about decentralization. And other folks were saying, but why don't you talk about this and talk about other stuff? Well, for me, I believe that when we are successful in discussing decentralization, then of course, everything else falls in place. Because truly believe, that if we have a decentralized type government or type people or type governing process in Liberia, whichever way you want to go, we will be successful. Because I also believe, and don't get me wrong, because I believe it does not make it right. Does not mean that it's right. You talk your own, I'll talk my own. But the issue of decentralization in Liberia is very important for me because I grew up in a village where I saw powerful people were brought down because they did not follow the rules. and people voted against them. In the meantime, growing up, Tubman has always won every election that I was 2 years old, 3 year old, 5 year old. Watch Tubman winning. But at the same time, there are people who also are running the campaign and who also are having the same election during President Tubman election. Tubman winning Grand Jide, he never step in Grand Jide. But the folks in Grand Jide, some people were not able to win an election. For me, that's the interesting part of decentralization. So tonight, as I go through this process, as I stated earlier, we'll be brief. So we will do our best here tonight. But as I go through this issue of a decentralization process, which I believe will be very helpful, and let me come to it from a perspective of an engineer. As an engineer, just talking about it today, we had a meeting, and the director is going to be retiring, young man, but he's going to retire. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy has been involved. And I'm thinking to myself, what project in this northern part of California that Samson to a bigger project that Samson to since he started has not been involved with, especially in the north. I did my river bridge. I did Dr. Fine. I'm doing Eureka Slough again. I just did, and we're getting ready to turn it into construction now. I just did a bridge over here, not too far from here, Willow Slough Bridge. What was it, about 100 and some odd million? The other one, 200 million, 300 million, something like that. But who cares? I'm not counting the money. The money is not my issue. What they say about money, that's their problem. But the point here, as an engineer, one of the things that I do know is that when you're done with the design process, it goes out for construction. And in the construction contract process, it is clear in fact, when you're doing your estimate, you have a project in Eureka. You don't do most of your quantity pricing from Sacramento. You go over and do your quantity pricing over District 1. Because most of the material will be coming from District 1. And so let's go back into the decentralization process. You're building a road from Monrovia all the way to Sino or Maryland. Let's see. You have Mount Gibby, Moserado first, Mount Gibby. The road go through Mount Gibby. You have Bond County, and if I miss it, please stay. So you have Bond County, you got Nima, you got Grand Gita, you got River G, and then you have Maryland or Sino. But decentralization will allow people in each of these counties to fully participate in the distribution process of the resource. The resources are going to be coming for this one project. Because here's the deal. Each one of the counties have a boundary. So when you're building a road, of course, the road has to be consistent in its design and its construction process. But it ends from one boundary to another. But you have people in Moserado County, people in Monrovia, controlling the entire corridor where the money is spent. By the time they got to Maryland County, the money already been spent in Moserado County. In fact, let me take that back. By the time they get to Maryland County, the Chinese in China, the money already has been spent in China. These are some of the stuff we're talking about. if you have decentralization process, a system in place. So Nima County, Mangibi, let's start from Mozzarella to Mangibi. Mozzarella start. So okay, Mangibi, we're coming over there. Who are the qualified construction person you guys have? Because this is going to be almost like a federal type project now. Okay, and so you're going from one county to another. The interesting thing is you can't be in Monrovia and try to maintain the role in Grand Gila County. It will never work. It's not going to work. But you lie to the people. You're in Monrovia and you say you can maintain the role in Grand Gila County. You're lying to the people because you want to be in control. You want to be the center of gravity. You want to be in control of the money. And this is what they do. They come out with counter development fund. But who's the one that is in control of the counter development fund? Folks sitting in Monrovia. And our people continue to suffer. Our people continue to suffer. There's nothing good happening. So the decentralization process that I'm arguing about is so that most of the important thing about decentralization is the services that is supposed to be provided to the people. Look at Monrovia. The city of Monrovia. Is it being cleaned right now? It's just a little stubble. But the people in Monrovia and the government in Monrovia, the central government and the city mayor, they are fighting over who's going to control what. Decentralization. If you have it, you won't have that fight. Because the city of Monrovia will know their responsibility. The community in these different dwelling area in Monrovia will know who will be responsible for the specific thing and what will happen. All of the quota they put in now, you think the quota are going to last forever? Do they have money for maintaining? But if you bring that kinds of process in place, if you say we're going to decentralize, the community that are going to be affected have already have their plan in place because they know their leaders. The leader is coming from within. The leader have already have several conversations with the people in the community, things they need to do to move that community forward. But people sitting in Monrovia make decisions affecting the people in Grand Gila County, affecting the people in Nima County, affecting the people all over the country. And at the same time, you hear some of these senators there, oh, I'll talk for my own county. But yet still, they make decisions. They make decisions that affect the county they're not going to talk about according to them. And so if you do not have good representation, your county will be left behind. There's no question because that's what centralized government will do for you. Decentralization. This is what I keep saying to these people that are leading, the leaders, the senator, the representative. If you have a decentralized type system, it will be easier for you to shine. You don't have to have a big mouth in the Senate to shine because you have people that you can count on. You have citizens of the county you represented that you can count on. They put you there. Your vote you got was genuine because you did not truck anybody from Monrovia to go to Grand Gila County to have to vote for you. But guess what? Those who supposed to allow this system to take root, they will not do it. Go up and count down, they will not do it. Because for them, they do not think about the future. They look right in front of them. We're here right now. What do I eat right now in my stomach? not knowing, and they know this. So don't get me wrong, they got this right, but they're afraid because if you decentralize, the accountability process will take root. If you decentralize, the transparency that Liberians are yelling for will come through. But if you don't, what we have now, everybody waiting for President Baka to make decision. In the meantime, you got those who are making decisions on behalf of President Baka without President Baka knowing they're eating. Centralized government is a circle. Okay? So the circle is here. But then the root come from there. All coming to the circle. All coming in. Branjida coming. Nima coming. Maryland coming. River G coming. Lofa coming. Bombing coming. Everybody coming. Lofa, what's his name? The other people, Vi people, the Vi county. Okay? Kebma coming. So everybody pointing their arrow to the barrel. Nothing going out. Everything coming in. It's just the Bokobor Hill. When you bust the Bokobor Hill, the Queen Bokobor, it just sit down fat. Because all the people, all the Bokobor worker, they feeding the Queen. So the Queen can't move. So the Queen will have baby. The Queen fat eating every day. Nothing going out. That's what we have. But if you have decentralized government, things coming in, but at the same time going back out. Responsibility. Because those who are supporting the central government will say, if my people don't eat, they will move me. And therefore, we will hold the central government feet to the fire. But how you hold central government, decentralized government, how you will hold central government feet to the fire when the central government is the one that feeding you? You able? You able to hold the central government? You say anything that you look at them. You can call them every 5 minutes. Oh, you suspended. We'll hold your pay. That would not have happened in a decentralized system. Now, having said all that, Tabata, let's talk a little bit on the negative side with respect to Liberia. Okay, so can a true decentralized system work in Liberia? I don't know. With the amount of corrupt behavior that we have in our citizenry, I don't know. I don't know if the government of the Republic of Liberia allowing people to be as this corrupt. And sometimes we come out here, other people will argue that it's our nature. Corruption is in us. It's part of our DNA. Because decentralized system, decentralization and the corrupt behavior don't mix well. You will be exposed easily and quickly. Quickly. So I'm not too sure if these people will even allow that system to come to play in Liberia. But what do they do now? In fact, some are so brave to say Liberia is a elephant meat you eat. And the vice president, former vice president, when she started, I got a video here, audio. It's our time to eat now. We'll eat too. You eat our time to eat. That's how you're gonna run the government? Has she changed from that eating system? But guess what? She's not vying for next position again. She has not distanced herself from that statement. Clearly, I know one time she was questioned. She said it was, it was a moment of being hyper and what have you. So decentralization for me, I'm not too sure if it will even work in Liberia. Right now, I'm just trying to, you know how they say you throw the spaghetti on the wall and see which one will stick. I think that's the point we all right now because we're trying everything else. Nothing seems to work in this country for us. They bring money in, the government official, the president, then go out, they hustle, they bring money in, people eat it. Every day, corruption, corruption, corruption. People stealing something, money that don't belong to them. So what do we need? What do we do then? How do we get out of this? So we're arguing day in, day out on this platform. What do we do? 2029 coming until we have, as I stated before, but it will come. It will come. And believe me, the leader that's going to deliver Liberia, and I will be bold to say this tonight, will not come from Liberia itself, will be somebody from the diaspora. Because in Liberia, even the straightforward men, they will not get support. Liberians, it seems that they like for people to lie to them. I was involved in a campaign 2020 senatorial campaign over there in Grand Union. We were flogged massively. Our candidate will go to a town, to campaign, and the people were telling they want help her. We tired without a man. You got it. We will vote for you. At the end, when the election came, some of the town, they didn't even give him one vote. One. No one car from the town that was telling him we will vote for you. Because they were voting for cup of what? Cup of rice, sardine, and aku oil. The one that was telling you, I don't have money by myself to give you, but I can help to craft policy that will be your savior tomorrow. You got these people represented. Any campaign, you go there, the people start running campaign. I have done this. I got so many of these students on scholarship. I build school building. I build bridges. Can you alone, as a senator, be able to do everything in your county? No. Can you alone be able to build a decent hospital in your county and be able to stack that hospital with medications and everything else? Can you do that? No. But the representatives, the senators, they want to run a campaign. You see the campus, some kind of bridge together. Oh, the men are finished building bridge. Oh. They are seeing bridge, they finish building, they don't have money to maintain it. And government is not going to be able to maintain it. You see, as an engineer, one of the things you understand is that you build it, it shines. But it's not the issue of new thing. It's not it. The survivability of whatever infrastructure you put in place. The longevity of any whatever infrastructure you put in place. It's the maintenance process. How do you have a maintenance program? Forget about the infrastructure. Let's talk about ourselves, human being. Are you maintaining yourself? Look at it. Okay. And I'll be ridiculous right now. Put say Goya and myself together right now. Say Goya like this. Something told like this. What happened? Say Goya eat rice. I eat rice too. Say Goya eat tabagi. I eat tabagi too. So why say Goya like this? I like this. What happened? Because say Goya most likely have maintenance program in place. He get up, most likely go to the gym after eating. Samson told he get up after eating, he going on the couch. You see where I'm going with this thing? What happened? Says he go after eating heavy tawagi, he go to the gym, get on the bike. Samson told after eating heavy tawagi, he looking for comforter because he think it's too cold. You see where I'm going with this thing tonight? Maintenance of any infrastructure you put in place is something that will help you. But you don't do those things. They will come in. Oh, I got 200 students on scholarship. We're talking about a county that have over 500,000 people. Then you say you have 200 students on scholarship from your county. That 200 students that will carry the county, you can't. But if you go into a system, collaborate with others, so that you will craft program. I will bring Jerry in. Jerry is in the bike. I will bring him in very shortly. So that you will craft a program that will target specific area. Because the government have more resources. If y'all don't steal, the government resources can help us all. But because these people refuse to understand the process of decentralization, they won't give it up. They will tell you I put 200 students on scholarship. Some of our students finish high elementary and then okay, they finish college. They got job. You finish putting the 200 students through college. They got job because you refuse to craft policy that will attract investor. So that these students that you say you put in place, that are put in college, will be able to find job. You're in it for yourself. Let me bring in Jerry as I continue. Jerry, thank you for joining me. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's good to be back.
And and so when we go on with this process, there are some negative factors in decentralization. I get it. Yeah, sometimes decentralization might not even, and I'm not even going to go into the quick people definition or the challenges. I'm not going to go there. I will talk about our own country challenges, the corrupt behavior we have, each other, not respecting the rule of law, not respecting each other. Those are the challenges that when you try to bring in a system such as decentralization, that will defeat it. Let me bring in Jerry. Jerry, thank you for joining me. We appreciate it. What's on your mind? What do you have for us tonight?
Well, you talk about decentralization. We talked about it last night, and it's a topic. But I mean, it's a very interesting topic, to be honest, especially with the standard of our lives, and especially in our country. Yeah, it's the thing that, decentralization is work. All depends how it's being enforced or how it will be implemented. Because in order for it to be executed, the people should be able to understand what is the benefit of it. The central government, yes, is working, but at the same token, the the decentralization is something maybe we need to look at it and see, what is the effectiveness of it. I mean, you're making a case, but what I am saying, or what I said last night, is Liberia as a whole. We already have these things. It's just a matter of execution. Take for example, here we are. Okay, let's use P and W for example. If we
Jerry,
decentralize it,
Jerry, just
oh,
hold
hold
on
on.
1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Let me welcome my sister. Sis Rita, so thank you for joining us. Happy Easter to you as well. I hope everything is well. God is with you as usual. You're such a wonderful, wonderful lady to be our sister. We're blessed to have you as our sister. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Jerry.
Let's take for example, there are some other aspect of the country will be disenfranchised. Okay, let's take for example BMW, where I'm from. That's my birthday. If the government decentralized it, would they be able to have the finance to to sustain themselves, the sustainability. Okay, will they be able to pay their own hospital? Will they be able to pay their own teacher? Where do they get the resources to pay their own teacher? If they is so, like, let you, I would use it to say, will they, if they have resources, will they be able to manage their own resources? To say yes, we got mountain, we got forest, we got, I mean, our forest is one of the richest forests right now in Liberia. We got another forest, one of the richest forests so far. The mountain, the rivers, and everything. Do they have the resources, the technical know-how to do to run the hospital? To say, okay, here's our hospital, and we can run it by ourselves without any government intervention. And I can give you an example, like in my village right now, the the World Bank built a hospital, which is about eight, not 8 bedroom house hospital. There's no nurses. The only person they have right now is the one LPM like that, and not LPM. Yeah, LPM. It's not BSN, LPN running a clinic. So how do we do this thing? So talk about decentralization. They got side effect. Don't look at the positive side and look at the negative side. Let's go to your own village, two times, Boston district. Will the Boston district be able to sustain themselves? So say, okay, Boston, we pay our own teachers, we'll do our own road development, we'll do our own road construction. I mean, they are not there, but are they prepared? We are prepared to do this thing. So let's look at it from a broad spectrum.
Thank you, Jerry. And I will follow you right in that line of thinking, which is, can our people handle uh, the the idea of governance themselves? And I would say definitely. You have, and this is not decentralized type government or type system that I'm talking about, but just the people themselves. You have within our sector, in our community, in our culture, that they have a system to say a community that is there for one is there for all. I remember when I was little, there was a guy, and speaking about Town, we just lost a guy from Town a day or so ago. But as I was saying, when I was little in Bloomtown was my playground anyway. Go over there all the time. But one of the young girls who we were all little, we used to play together. Uh, the father was cutting, trying to cut the tree of this big logs and what have you. And she went to take food, and without knowing that she was coming, the tree fell. So they put a big log down. The log killed the girl,
Mm,
and the people decided it's an accident, of course. But this guy will not cut the tree again. We going to do it ourselves. So the entire community went and finished the whole farm in one day. In total, and my auntie still alive. Uh, she paid people to go on the farm to brush, and one of them got cut, huge cut, and the rest of the people say, well, I don't know if I'm going to go there again. So the community decided we're going to finish the farm. And I saw that myself. They went there. In one day time, they were done. So those type of stuff, they didn't go back to the woman to pay. In fact, the cooking, the food they brought on the farm was not from her, was from the women of Town. Every one of them contributed to the cooking process to take the food to the men that were brushing the farm that day. And of course, I was there to brush. Actually, I was there to eat. I didn't do nothing, but I pretended to say I was sweating, you know. Well, I can't, please. But the point here is the community has always come together. When the ruling comes from Monrovia to say we want X, Y, and Z done, it goes to district commissioner. And the district commissioner send more out to the parliament chief. The parliament chief said, and definitely it will be done. It will be done. Not because of the district commissioner. Most of the district commissioners that were there in Grand Union County, they were not even from our area. They were just sent there as Moses was saying yesterday. They were just sent there to control the people. But the respect from that community is not because of the district, but because of the parliament chief himself, who is also part of the community. And the people lined up behind him to elect him. And they were not going to stand by for him to be embarrassed. So, Jerry, yes, our folks have the ability to lead. They have the ability to lead. However, when you have the mix of those who have no interest in the community, but yet still pretending to be the leader of the community, forget about decentralization. Whether decentralization or not, it's going to fail. But if the community themselves, if they decide, yes, we're going to put this thing together, it will succeed. There's no question asked. So we're seeing some community in Monrovia that are thriving because they believe in themselves and they believe their leaders, the community chairman, they believe in them. And you have to some community in the area where they got some of the rich people working for the government, living in the government. They don't even have road that go to their houses. And many of them, many of the beautiful houses built by the government official, they don't have road. When they're driving the car going, they black up, local, black up, local. Not that they don't have the money, but they are waiting for the government to build roads because they have no interest in our community. They are just there to go sleep, get up, go to work. It is not their interest to build our community. And if you find a government official that want to have a fine road, they will take their house all the way somewhere by themselves. Then they put road on there. But when they build a house in or surrounding where you have other people live in that area, they will not fix the road because they have no interest in the community, Jerry. You have people who are in leadership in Liberia as we speak that have no interest in making sure the government succeed except for themselves. You have up to this time, you have some part of Monrovia, the road, in some part of no place for taxi driver to put you down. Got to stop in the middle of the road and put you down. And they're cussing the other taxi driver and cussing each other because you're wasting their time. No interest. Look at Tottenham Boulevard, right in front of CDC headquarters. When you park, in order for you to go to CDC headquarters, your car going on the side like this, just so you can get in. Why are they not building a nice ramp that will go down? None. Look at on the other side, Cell Kun Tower. They brought their pavement, the concrete pavement, and stopped almost to the roadway. You got between the road and the concrete pavement, they put a ditch in there because they don't want to connect the pavement to the road. Because the road is for the government. This is for us. No interest. No interest. You got Lebanese in Liberia that will build hotels with no parking lot. No interest. You got people building gas stations and they're in and out. The drainage system all busted out. All they want is to sell gas. They don't want to fix it. No interest. So, Jerry, yes, our people have the ability to lead. If you have people who have interest in the community, you will see how much they can do. And some have the interest. They just don't have the hand. The like of Yaka Kolba. I don't appreciate Yaka Kolba the way he talks and things like that. But he cares for his community. He just doesn't have the hand. He does not have the means to build in that area. Look up, what's her name? Davis, Josephine Davis, when she was trying to run against Yaka Koluba, she put her house. Big house. It's supposed to be market. Go look at it now. You don't even, the roof, everything falling apart. What happened to it? Because she was coming just to run for the area. She had no interest in it. So those are the kinds of stuff we're talking about, Jerry. And for me, I'm not saying that decentralization will definitely make everything rosy in Liberia. No, it's going to be difficult. But at least you are allowing people to do what they have to do for themselves. Why Nima County is shining right now? Because they have numbers. And Nima County will continue to shine. When Nima County, people from Nima have always been smart. I was here with Marcus Down. I'm not too sure whether you know Dr. Marcus Down. I spent almost 10 years or so in Marcus Down's house. When I came back, when Kuwamba then helped me to come back, I went straight to, he was the one that received me. He told Kuwamba and the rest of the people to send me to him. So when Kuwamba then fixed my paper, I came straight to Marcus Down in Canton, Ohio. So I've always been around Nima and Nima issues. When the like of DK Wansley, when he came to Canton, he and I were together for almost 3 weeks. He told me everything. We have conversation every day. That was the heydays of the confusion when it was starting. But one of the things the Nima people did, when they say, okay, after the war, 2003, we're going to try, they made sure that Nimbadian register in Nimba County. Because they knew that if they have the numbers, they have the number, everyone who wants position in Liberia will come to them. Whereas when Monroe being opened up back in 1995 or so, 2005 or so, many of the southeastern were rushing back to Monrovia to rebuild, leaving their county empty. You got more citizens from southeast in Mosarado County than you do southeast. So what do? Election time, they truck them back to the place to go vote without proper identification card because they speak the dialect. Jerry, with those kinds of behavior, we will not be the same path as Nima. Nima will always be ahead. Let's hear from you.
Well, some policy was another way. You see, there are two things you're talking about here. You're talking about development structure, and you're talking about the ability of people, whether they can govern themselves. But this is my point I want to make. So both here, the problem we have in Liberia is the system. How can you Bill Clinton word? System.
Jerry, just
Because
hold on 1 minute. Let me welcome one of our old friends who are with Nakamu. Thank you. I need for you to find some more better music again. Send it to me. The better music that I have, I need for you to send me some more again. Begin. I appreciate that. Go ahead, Jerry.
the problem we have is the system. If we have the system impact, it's gonna be it. Look, our forefathers never did a justice. The so-called the elite, the so-called Concord or whatever, who was in charge for 133 years before the coup happened in that country. They never planned a coup seat. They never cleared a coup foundation. If we have a coup foundation, we will be the best. Liberia always have been the best. The article we're talking about, Lebanon, all the other countries, Liberia sat on the committee to become independent. Most of the African countries, in fact, people came to Liberia, they said, in fact, the IPA, the Institute of Public Administration on the old, I don't know where it is now, right now, but for the in Boston here. But yeah, the interesting is, if we can have the system work, then we'll be in place. Let me give you a typical example. Like today Tuesday. Maybe if you're trash day, nobody will remind you and say put your trash out because it's a system. Hmm? You know that Tuesday or Wednesday your trash is supposed to go out. So nobody will tell you again. They put give you the barrel. They say put it in the barrel, just put it outside, and we'll take it. So even if you are at work, you're late. Midnight, you make sure you put that trash out because it's a system. If we have the system in place, the decentralization of the centralized government, it will work. Yeah, you are. Hear me loud. Birth certificate. So we can even have the system. How can you do such a thing? You don't even know where you come from. You might come from Grand Judah, but people make all their birthday and say you go to Ministry of Health to get a birth certificate. We fabricate these things.
My
It's a
wife can count.
system.
My wife can count the farm. I was born that farm because
Thank you.
usually they move from one farm to another. So when I
Eh?
was born, they were here.
Mhm.
2 years later, they move on the side. 3 years later, they move on the side. That's how I can count my year. I count the farm. That's why
So
I always 25. I always 25 year old.
let me bring it back to you. Look at the Boston district. From Jali to Dibley, from Quero to Suazon and all the places. Eh? Go to Downey. Jali is one of the bigger towns. How many big school or hospital in Downey? From Jali to Dibley to Quero. Hmm? That's what be the main places. Then you go Jualon. All the places. They were remote. Hmm? They have the chiefs and elders. I can remember when I was his soul rest in peace. Mr. Kosa Maria. He brought an ENI mission in our home and I have to go somewhere started school. And we walked from our home from Wood through Wood. We went to Boston to pick up books to bring it to our home to go to school. And when we got to Quell, from Quell, in fact, from Wood to all the way to Quell, you could open your hands. We were brushing it from Wood all the way to Boston, this Boston on the place. But the system was there. But here we are. You talk about the same. You see, working together in centralized government and decentralized government are two different things. The people are very cooperative. Like we just look at to when something happens to the person in that town, everybody will go on that person's farm to do the work. It's not decentralization. It's cooperation initiative. Let's look at Rwanda, for example. Let's look at Rwanda example. We all went through the civil war. Look at Rwanda now. Most people, most of our children flee in Liberia to go to school in Rwanda because you know what? The system is working there. You put system in place. That let me go further. In order for you to achieve anything, you have to own it. If you own it, you take responsibility of it. And that's one of the things that are taken from us. We don't show ownership in Liberia because everything all the government gonna do. The people take the trash and put it in front of their own house, and they say, "Oh, the government will move the trash." It did. But I'm gonna come from or rehab and go western and go clean the desk. Oh, we gotta do self-initiative. We take the trash and put it. They will sell all day. And after the trash, instead of them put bags and everything, if Mr. Toll, if we have the system, if we have the system, it will work. It's not about decentralization, it's not about centralizing government, because we fail our people. Let me use Ronald Reagan. He said the people don't fail, the government fail. We fail our people. That's the problem we are facing because there's no system. If we have the system, you must won't be here. Hmm? You must won't be here because of the system of what we are running away from. Look at 100 what? We're going to be 200 years soon. We are just talking about interstate highway. We're just talking about interstate highway. Where is the government? Nima Kante, Bon Kante, Lofa, and Grand Jide. They were the four countries in the 19th century. And look at the country today. Look at Bon Kante, look at Nima Kante, look at Grand Jide before they added the other new country or Magibi and all of them. But look at the far country after 100 some more years, before 117 years, before they bring on in, yeah, from 1847 to 1964, I think maybe if my math is right, I think about 117 years before they were integrated into the community. Let me go further. Yeah, BC, yeah, BC, 135, my Osta Monrovia. So Monrovia was the only country at that, in Liberia. The other rural areas, there was nothing. If you leave, if you leave Monrovia, so you back here as well. Hakata, the only radio station our parents then could listen to was here David. Here David was the only radio station that could broadcast the whole of the country. So it's a system. If we have a system in place, all we're talking about the central government, decentralization or central government, it will work. Look at the country they just made, Hima country, look at local country when Babie, Gabriel Fangalo, or Ismo Jun, and who again? Albert White, they were the first superintendent for the country. So what is there for the country? So it's separate. If you own something, you will share it until Liberian people who can say, yes, this is my street and nobody gonna put that. You must say, we are in America right here. If you don't put it behind your house tonight, go behind your house. If you don't clean your the grass is incoming now. If you don't call your grass, what they do? The neighbor will call the city hall, and next the city hall you get a letter that your grass is grown. So it's a system. We don't own nothing. And we don't have separate for ourselves. That's the whole thing. We have to be belong to life. I mean, some people will not like. But we're not taking self initiative. Everything we want the government to do for us. And until then, we're not going to do it. How do we do it? It's self initiative. People have to hold the bull by the horn and say, yes, this is it's our town. Hmm? It's our town. We need to clean it and we need to do it for ourselves. That's, the government, let me conclude by this. The government is huge. The government is huge. That you alluded to. People graduate from college now. There's no job. The only way we can cut down some of these things also is a security threat. Because once the person are not working, when the people are not working, they are graduated from college, they can find something to sustain themselves. They will adopt some behavior, my adopted behavior. Some people will. Some people don't have the will. So I sympathize with you. I agree with your idea, but I'm just looking at it from different perspectives. If we
Thank
do
you.
it,
Thank you. Jared, thank you very much. Let me just take 2 or 3 minutes of your time to have a commercial here.
no
Folks,
problem.
Samson told Labrador Public Radio, let me put this up. The CEO has gone out and continue to make sure Liberia Public Radio improves. So we have a building now. This building is going to be where we're going to have our studio. And the box you see on the side there, the CEO, I put all of these computer, laptop. You see the bottom there, all of the equipment. They are now ready, getting ready to be shipped. And he will be on again tomorrow to give us more information. But the intent here is for him, from my understanding, that we LPR will try to organize a fundraiser process here where we will be able to raise some fund from our supporters, those who want to be able to help us will do so, so that we'll be able to support the LPR station back in Liberia. And then we will have folks be able to relay most of our programs here and there. We're also working behind the scene to uh, coordinate with other radio stations to be able to relay our services from time to time. But we will be able to do that effectively once this building process is in place. Mr. So have been able to go around, generate some fund for us to have a building over a roof over our head. Now, the building is going to be utilized for as a studio where we will have guests and other people. Our own reporter will come in, download their stuff here. As Mr. So would say, we need laptop, whatever you can give. Any of the electronic stuff you can give, camera, laptop, digital recording, whatever you can give that will be helpful to this process, we will appreciate that. And I thought I'd make that clear. The CEO is continuing to work on these things here, and we'll do the best we can to make sure that we support this program because it's a good program. As you all know, those of you that have been following us over the years, we have not given up. We continue to do what we have to do to improve the system and improve whatever we have to do. Like I said the other day, we started with internet radio. Now here we are. We're broadcasting on Facebook Live. These things, of course, as you all know, it costs money. But we're not. That's not about us. This type of thing that we're doing here, the CEO can afford it. What he's asking for and what he's coming is the support for the Liberia program in Liberia. Here in the U.S., we can squeeze it. See, we're not paying anyway. I ain't do a job. You see, you ain't do a job. But on a very serious note, he's continuing to organize behind the scene. As you can see here, we have a tripod, the tripod roller right there. I think if you go to Amazon and see how much that stuff is. And on the ground there you have all of the equipment, the laptop, desktop, the monitor. On the other side you got camera and everything else that he's already shipping back on the container on the box over there is filled with all kinds of good goodies for the group in Liberia that CEO is sending out there. So he's doing a lot, and but when he comes on here to for you guys, just for that, those of you that continue to support us, come out here. One of the things he would say, he doesn't want to come here and just say, "Oh, will you help us raise fund? Raise fund for what?" Thing that we can do ourselves. We ask you to raise fund, but when we come to you, he would say, "When we come to you, then that means we have gotten to a point where we will really, really need your help." And I think it's one of those times he was successful putting roof over our head in Liberia, and now we're coming to you for help. But he will come out again, hopefully tomorrow, and give you more information. I'm just playing this and I'm just talking about it because if I don't do that again, he's threatening to come to California and take care of me. So I just thought that I put that in there. Again, Samson to Labra Radio. Thank you very much for listening to us, and we appreciate it. Uh, Jerry, this is what the CEOs continue to do, and I too really, really appreciate his effort on Labrador Radio. But let me say this here: it's time. Let's switch to Liberian politics. Um, there are those our brothers and sisters that will say this government is corrupt to the core. That will say this government continue to thumb their nose on the Liberian people. There are those who will say, and they've been beating the drum high and high, that this government has no respect for the rule of law. This government does not have respect for the code of conduct. All of these things, they keep piling on this government that we help to bring to power, Jerry. And sometimes I sit on this platform, and I will admit it here tonight. And people will come on here and start saying all this, and I say, I got Chinese phone. Because it's just ridiculous the thing they say sometimes. But I do know that there are some issues. But the reason why I say I got Chinese phone because when you're saying it, you don't have to insult. You can criticize. But when you come in and start using languages, words that you don't want people to use on you, but you want me to sit here for you to use it on somebody else, then I say I have Chinese phone. But Jerry, is the government corrupt, as people are saying? Let me ask you that. Let's hear from you.
Well, based upon your interpretation, what corruption is. But look,
Jerry, please don't give me Bill Clinton. What is? Please, Jerry, you talk to me, please. Don't give me
I'm
what.
talking to
Yeah, but
you.
you're giving me what your definition of corrupt. Okay, let me give you a definition of corrupt. Maybe you agree with me. Corruption, thing that don't belong to you, you take it. Corruption, you bring your uncle, you bring your nephew and your nieces here to work for you. Corruption, you go people pay taxes to you, you don't give them back the money. The money is not being spent for the for the intended purpose. Corruption, the people give you money, they give you money, and then you take the money and you enrich yourself. My definition, Jerry. You don't have to agree with me. Let's hear from you.
But here's the point. Let us not go too far from from Southern government to Southern government to dual government to Eddie Johnson government to Chancellor government. We have been beating a drum of corruption. Southern government were corrupt. They were nepotism. They were this and that. So that's number one. Southern government came in. They were corrupt, rampant corruption. We killed 13 people. That's corruption. Corruption lead to the Civil War. Chancellor came in. Chancellor was ruthless. He was corrupt. Okay, Eddie Johnson came in. Eddie Johnson corrupt. For 12 years. Joe Weah came in. He was corrupt. So it's not just this government. It's not just the government. It's
But
something that
do you agree that this government
no,
is also corrupt?
the corruption is all over the world.
No, no, no,
Corruption
no,
is
no, 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 no. Do you
corruption is all over the
agree?
world.
Do you
But
agree? I
listen,
know
Mister,
corruption is even in my own house.
thank
I
you.
just finished drinking my granddaughter milk. I'm telling mom, yeah, I mean the juice. I finished drinking my granddaughter juice. I'm telling mom, yeah, that corruption. But my own
Well,
corruption, that juice corruption. But let me ask you now.
yeah,
I'm
that's what I'm
saying,
saying.
do you
Yeah,
agree that this government is corrupt?
that's what I just said. Corruption is all over. Every government for that matter has been existing for that matter. All the governments, they have been the genesis of our country. So even the great United States, we had this corruption. So let's forget about it. That's not that's something I say. It's acknowledgeable. Okay, there's corruption everywhere. There's nobody. That's what I say. Let's go to another way. When it comes to corruption, like I just said about power, 10 Tubman, Tolbert, all these people, there are always allegation of corruption.
Okay,
But
all
my
right.
point is,
Okay, I will continue to pepper you with a lot of questions here, and then I will let you go and free yourself and explain yourself. You're good explainer anyway. Explainer in chief, explainer security analyst. But let me ask you this: is
mhm,
this government transparent in their dealing with whatever it is they do for the Liberian people? One, is this government obeying the rule of law? Those are the two questions I want you to address right for me.
oh yeah, they are transparent in another sense because there are issues. Yes, they're transparent.
Jerry, when you
Uh,
put the
okay.
qualifier on that, then you make me to feel. What do you mean they are transparent in another sense? What other sense they are not transparent?
But don't want to say I said they are transparent because there are certain things. Look, the government they are transparent, but there are certain issues that it cannot be revealed to the public because of it has some implication when it comes to national security issues. We'll use that. When it comes to the government, the rule of law, yeah, the government is. Do you know how many persons are being indicted under the government administration under the government? Let's be realistic here. How many persons are being indicted in this country? Even though to to go to court, it's not just say, okay, Jerry indicted, so definitely. First of all, when you indict, just say how the system works. When you are indicted, they will just say, Jerry Bacon, you stole $10 million. That's an allegation. That's an indictment. Then you go for hearing. When you go for hearing, then it will do bill hearing. If the government decided or the prosecutor decided and say Jerry cannot be on bail or Jerry is carried to a bail, indictment just for you to be aware and say there's an allegation leveled against you that you don't take that. Okay, let me use some to a case for example. It's an indictment. It's an indictment. So the government is doing her best to see do a fit for prosecution. And I always say on the platform, how many prosecutors do we have in Liberia to prosecute these people? Yes, some way income you can probably the community on the trial. How many prosecutors that we have way income you can or in what is it, the Barkerville, the any part of Liberia? Hmm? How many people do we have? How many prosecutors do we have? How many qualified prosecutors do we have within the Justice Department? So all this in there is humbling the function of the government, but that's not an excuse because it's the responsibility of the government to provide services to the people. But I agree that we have to do better than what we are doing. Are we doing better? Yes, but we need more to be done.
Okay. So thank you, and that will be pretty much the line that I will have taken myself. But let's go a little bit farther than this. Then let's go farther than this, and let's talk about the two heavyweights in Liberia, the two political parties, CDC and Unity Party.
Good.
Unity Party is in charge right now.
Hmm.
Do you think that with all of these, what other people have described as being blunder or false error, people will say that this government continue to bring upon himself a false error. And as a result, people will argue that the other member, the other political party, the opposition political party is now uh, using that opportunity, finding the hole to intrude himself into uh, Liberian mind in terms of 2029 election, or you think that this government is not doing any of those things and people are making it up?
No, no, yes, yes, again. Yeah, what I want to say. You see, let me use my power words. I shouldn't use my aviation terminology. In politics, you don't want to have headwind. When you get headwind, you lose too much of them and you burn a lot of gas. You burn a lot of fuel. Let me put it that way. Let me use the real terminology. You burn a lot of fuel. And with this, the the thing is CDC. Excuse me. CDC. Okay, let me come to the Unity Party first. The ruling party right now. They are not engaging the public, and they let CDC to define them. And in politics, you don't want nobody to define you. That's the problem the Unity Party having right now because they made CDC to define them. So for that reason, they are creating a doubt among the Liberian people. It's the same thing when CDC was in power. CDC, the Unity Party has not had that kind of mechanism to go after and say, yeah, this is what CDC done, this is what CDC has done, this is what CDC has done. No, no. CDC, look, in politics, you don't have rapid response. That's the problem the Unity Party is facing right now.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Unity Party was in power for 12 years. Then
Yes, sir.
CDC came to power and they
Mhm.
decided to expose some of the same ills that CDC was going through. And Unity Party decided to expose them and ran a campaign against CDC based on these things that Liberians themselves were watching and didn't like. And yet now you seem to suggest that Unity Party is also finding himself in that type of situation. So can CDC use that same playbook of Unity Party to successfully remove Unity Party 2029?
Of course, the possibility is there. Of course, the possibility is there. I mean, let's look at the Democratic Party in America and the GOP. GOP make their case to the American people and say the Democratic Party was out of touch. And when Joe Biden came to run, he told Donald Trump administration that Donald Trump was not doing. So it's always have to be this thing. You have to sell yourself to the people and say, no, this is what I do. This is what I'm going to do. Here's my agenda. So it left for the CDC. And but to be honest with you, time will come. Let me forecast it. Time will come. We will have only two or three major parties in Liberia that will be relevant in Liberia. Two major political parties will have this political this small parties in the making. But we have two major parties that will be concerned with maybe in the next 10, 15 years will come. These are the powers, these are the political parties that will
So
because
that's
they have go ahead. The way they have functioned themselves, the way because 12 years ago it was a unity party, then CDC came to power, then unity backing power again. So it's a, it's an interesting thing in Liberian politics.
so
And these
so
two parties,
so let's take this other line now, and I'll soon be opening the line, folks. Let's take this other line now. President Bakai was the vice president for 12 years.
yeah.
He's now president of the Republic of Liberia.
Mhm.
And so, for many of us who supported him, some of the reason why and will continue to support is to make sure his legacy stay intact.
Mhm.
Now, the question that I have for you now, we're having conversation, but public conversation, and
Mhm.
you don't have to answer if you don't think.
No,
Okay, all
awesome.
right, okay. So the way things are going right now, from your own perspective, whether good or bad, whatever way the Unity Party is going right now, from your own definition, you think if nothing changed, if they continue like this, will President Baka legacy be praised by Liberians if he doesn't seek re-election?
Well, yeah, here's the thing. Like I say, it cannot be defined what a person say alive. Okay, people leave office before people begin to realize the achievement, what they accomplished. Maybe Ellen Johnson left Liberia government maybe within the next 20, 15 years before people start really comparing to yes, this is what Madam Ellen Johnson, her excellency, this is what she did, this is what she did in her election, and this is what Liberian. So even Josh Weir, as you speak, people really don't know until maybe another 10, 15, 20 years before they come to realization what is the achievement of Josh Weir. So once a person is still living, these are things that, I mean, yeah, it's from the surface. But at the end, when the person is long gone, so when you come to Buckeye, the excellency, the current president of the Republic of Liberia, he was vice president for 12 years. So I was vice president for 19 years. And they bring a lot of experience on the ground. Look, Mr. Barker had been in power now, what, 14, 15 months, and he have to set his agenda, what he want his government to do, how he wanted to be function. These are the things. And, to start something, he come with some attribute,
One last
some
question.
different.
One last question.
Mm-hmm,
You are not stranger to the father of the nation, our father. I never met him. You have.
mm-hmm.
Do you think, with all of this wrangling that is happening behind the scene and even in public, do you think the father of the nation is happy with his own performance and the performance of his government at this point?
Well, I mean, I'm not a spokesman for him, either to attempt to say I will speak for him, but I will, as an analyst on the Liberian Public Radio FBR, even as a parent, there's always be a frustration. You know, there are things that you want your child to do or that you want our children to do, and they're not doing it right. You will always have some, some uh, feeling about them, how it performs, and first of all, how homogeneous in our community. There are people who he appointed in government expected them to perform. And some people are not performing to his expectation. Those who say they have the expertise in the government, and some of them they are not performing well. So yes, you will have some disappointment here in some of the administration or some of the administrator within the government. So it's not something strange, So a matter of making the sound decisions and say, okay, here we are, Mr. John Doe, you are not performing. We will let you go for now. This place does not belong to you. Or you can go somewhere else, and do something. Or you go in the private sector. Or the government job is not the place for you to be. So he had to be decisive and make some solid decision because I know as a parent, there are sometimes we have to test our child and say, hey, you know what? You're not going to go out tonight or you're not going nowhere because your grade is bad. You got to improve your grade before you watch TV. And we do it as a parent. So it's the same thing in the government. If Bakafi, Excellency, feel that the Minister of Agriculture is not doing a good job, for example, I'm not picking on him, and he got to make some decisions. It's not popular, but as a leader, he got to make on some unpopular decisions.
One last question, and then we'll put a number up. Folks, again, Samson told Jerry is on a hot seat tonight. So we're gonna grill you here tonight. The Tabata has turned into the next level here tonight. Okay, but Jerry, let me ask you this: do you see in the future of this government? Do you see any card in there for reshuffling?
I mean, it's my hope. Every government will do it, only with the exception of the former president Joshua Eli Johnson did it, Topper did it, or Charter did it, or Joe did it. But when the Joshua government was not done, I hope the president will take that into consideration and make some decision on to reshuffle. It is important. It don't mean that because when you reshuffle, I mean you're not doing a good job. Just that they put you in a different area and say that's what it is. So that's what we are. It's a
Thank you.
reshuffle. It don't mean that you are Minister of Public Works and say, wait, you're going to Minister of Internal Affairs or Internal Affairs now. Okay, we don't have place for you. So the reshuffle is important. Yeah,
Thank you.
reshuffle. See, here's I know you have put it number out there. Reshuffle is a reassessment. Mhm. You as an engineer, if you're working on a project, you got to do reassessment to do evaluation. You know, are we meeting our target time, or are we making it faster? Or if we do it, what is the benefit if we finish on time? So this, I think you got to do reassessment. Every mission that you have in life, except I mean, I don't know who would do project. You don't do evaluation and do a reassessment on your project, or so. I hope it's my hope. Let me say this in conclusion while we're waiting for the call. So I don't know, but now the excellence say I sat and waiting for the past maybe 15, almost 20 years. And that's what drew me to him. All right. And I'm going to admit, when I left CDC, I joined Mr. Buckeye. To be honest with you, I'm not a racial unity party. I'm a sympathizer with Mr. Buckeye as the chairperson, speak as the, how you call it, Buckeye movement. I'm the, local chapter person here, chairperson. So
Hold
I
on, just
work
hold
with,
on. Let Jerry land, then we'll come to you.
so look, Mr. Buckeye, His Excellency is willing to do everything that what he said. Love Liberia, team Liberia, build Liberia. So
Thank you.
we all have to work. It's not a one person. It's not a one person event because he's the president of the Republic of Liberia, so he got answers to everything. He's just the president.
Thank you. Let me bring you Rescue 2. Rescue 2, Rescue 2, Rescue 0 is calling you. Thank you for joining us.
Tango,
Thank you for joining
God
us.
bless.
tango, tango,
Thank
tango,
you.
tango,
Rescue 2,
tango,
Rescue 2,
tango. Eh?
Rescue 0 is calling Rescue 2. Terry, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Let me take this caller and then Terry will come to you. Caller, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? Caller, are you there?
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Tom.
The person
Yeah.
playing music to the
Good
background.
evening. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry, how you doing?
Jerry, how you
I'm doing
doing?
good.
He's
I'm
doing
doing
good.
good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy Easter in
We
advance.
had a good discussion, and I admire you how you put Jerry on the spot. You see, I'm not trying to pick on him, but he didn't want to causing the problem in Liberia. You can love people like your loyalty of Joseph Walker. You love Joseph Walker to the end. But at least you can come to understanding and say, you know what, something is just not right. Look at what he did to Prosperity. Before he needed to succumb, for him to succumb to you, so you can take it on the cabinet trail. But that's not what I really wanted to talk. But Jerry will now look at you with straight face and answer the question direct to say, yeah, you know what, it's a lot of corruption or things is not going right in the government. That's why you support the government. But you can't say, look at how many people have been accused of corruption that closely linked to the president. It's not the president. The president is not the one telling them to go be corrupt. But he's not taking any action on them. He took action on people that are not related to him. You get a guy at telecoms that related his cousin, Amar, who he accused of millions of millions, but he's still getting the telecom. Look at the guy, the other dude, they're taking the student money that they pay for their hospital or medication or insurance. He took that money and he paid that money. That's why they have never been. It's just an allegation or whatever. But you can see the document that's being displayed. We can go on with the different people there that closely linked. The first lady office she had for causing, taking people money there for scholarship. What became of that? But for you not to just come and be truthful for once and just say, yeah, it's corruption in this government or this government is proceeding wrongly. That need to be corrected. They still get time. They still get 4 more years to correct some of the mistakes. But it's a little bit disheartening. You know, we all want better for Liberia, but if we can't say the truth to power, or we can't tell our friend and say you're wrong, you know, we're not going to never look at the brilliant idea he just suggested. Because right now, a CDC, United Party, CDC, all the small political parties that will soon be dying. Because individual can look at Mr. Cummings right now. His party is like no more existing. They're making less about money. So you know, but we gotta be truthful for our country to get better.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Amber, thank you very much. Thank you. While we're waiting for call, let's welcome Terry. Terry, thank you for joining us. What's on your plate this evening? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I think you guys already had the night going and all that, but you brought up a very interesting topic lastly about the political parties in Liberia and looking at the CDC whether they can make a comeback. In my opinion, I doubt they can. From all indications, I don't think CDC can win elections in Liberia, especially given the fact that in recent times, the dollar rally, most of the familiar faces that were with the same CDC that lost the elections appear again in the rally. That alone is a sign that these people are not changing. The Sunday service president, we were in the church or where he went, the same people were with him. As far as these people are concerned, Unity Party people lie on them. That the thing what happened for them to lose election that were lie. That is the concept, that is the perception they have built in President We Are Head. So as far as he is concerned, they're waiting for 2029. Meanwhile, they have no strategy whatsoever. Like what I told you the last time you seen it. The people they supporting 3% in Nima County, a stronghold of the opposition, where the opposition, where the ruling party won them when they were in opposition, when the ruling party were in opposition. That was one of CDC's stronghold because of the alliance with Prince Johnson. They were not able to maintain that. United Party came and took over that position for them. The giant for that place now have died. This will be the best time for you now, what were ruling establishment, you now in the opposition, to show strength in that era. You went there very weak. Even in President Weah's speech, he didn't even make mention of any of the candidate names in Nima County that he was supporting. Why? Because in my opinion, they had that notion. He had that notion that you're supposed to be loyal to him. Once Nima County went that way, that man he got nothing to do with Nima. That man, as far as he's concerned, the Southeast will give him the vote. And he don't even understand and calculate that Unity Party is bulldozing the Southeast. It's not going to be like when he was in power, where people were compelled to be loyal to you on tribal line. It's not going to happen like that in the Southeast. Unity Party may not win the high number there, but they will slash your vote in a way that everybody will see and feel the presence in the Southeast. Because they carry on some development that whether that political development, Babati development, rule and thing is going to speak to the people that are there. So, in as much as the Unity Party, I don't like them because their style of governing also show that they don't have the ability to lead. They don't have creative people in the party with vision to take the party from here to there. The only few people they have were Madam Salif. Madam Salif. I don't see no young person in a Unity Party with a self-imposed vision and mandate that can take the party to the next level. I don't see it. That is why they will be compared to go with Jeremiah Kuhn. Because who do they have in the party to say, okay, let's take this person to be Senate bearer to beat a president? We are. So who they got to do that? They don't have it. That means.
But Jeremiah Kuhn is not a Unity Party member.
Yeah, I know. That's why they will have to stick with him.
So that means they will be supporting Jeremiah Kuhn party.
No, Jeremiah Kuhn will become a Unity Party.
Oh, okay. So you will have to join Unity Party.
You will have to join Unity Party. Maybe Samuel Koga will take stand-up bearership in MDR, and then it will come out again like an alliance.
Okay.
And they will come together, and how they will run the show in 2029. But looking at these two parties, we don't see a visionary. That is why you were saying that the person that will change that bill will come from the diaspora. I cannot agree with you more. Because looking at the two political parties, we don't see any visionary, somebody that talking something. We see it. Because even the old man was thinking about the way he going, the kind of way he started. It's not the way he go. The way he started is not the way he going.
I agree.
He is doing some things, but the way he going shows to us that all that he's doing will be eradicated soon.
So let me ask you this. Let me hold you to that.
The things he did or the things he's doing to praise his legacy.
Okay, but let me hold you on then and put you on the hot seat as well. And that the question, because you were very high here, very high on this platform as Unity, not Unity, but President Baka supporter. In fact, I think you are on record that has been ordained. I think you are on record as that the President Baka presidency was ordained. So let me ask you this. What you're seeing from the president right now himself, not anybody else around him, his action, his inaction, whatever it is you want to term, what you see now. If these type of behavior were displayed or they have been displayed and you have seen clearly, what are you seeing now? Would you have been able to still support the president?
Like I said,
hold on now. Considering all of the dynamic that was seen, including President Weah and his failed government, will you still have been able to support President Baka?
Like I said, I support people on the basis of divine revelation. Okay. I support JMB because it was divine. A word of I knew his family people, blah, blah, blah. I supported him because it was a divine revelation.
So Bible,
And
God have been talking to you here in the last 2 months or so. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question then. If with this type of thing continuing in Unity Party and President Waka, 2029, with this kinds of thing going, where will you be?
it depends again. Like I said, I support candidates on the basis of divine revelation, labor. If I see in my vision that JMB will be the next president or Jeremiah Kuhn is recommended. Sometimes I can.
So the
Sometimes
vision, the, the vision, the vision, the,
I don't let it go in that direction.
no, but hold on, Terry. I'm making fun of it, but you have been very serious. On a very serious note, this is not just something you're talking tonight. You've been saying this thing from day one. But let me ask you this: the vision you see, we are in a vision at all.
Labor, I knew that President Weah was going to win the election in 2017.
17, yeah.
In fact, that was the same year I came to the US.
Okay.
2017, I knew he was going to win because I saw it.
Okay.
But I warned the people against it. I said, if this guy win the election, it will not be good for Liberia. And that's just what I told them. And that they were happy.
Okay.
Most of the things I saw, I told them. My friends know that at the attire shop. I used to go to the attire shop. We used to sit down. We used to lecture. And I have videos to attest to that on my online meetings. I said it. I said things. I said, but he's going to win. So winning elections is different from being the right person for the job. JMB was just used by God, in my opinion, to just get President Weah out of the way. Maybe there's a leader that God is preparing for Liberia. I don't know, but look at where we are now. Can you compare where we are now to where we were before, 6 years back? Don't you see a difference, a huge difference? Like I heard you asking Mr. Bacon whether it's the rule of law, blah. The rule of law, JMB is even following the rule of law 10 times better than honor or the former leadership. There is some level of responsibility. The saga going on in the House, is that the executive branch responsible for that? The saga going on in the House is in court. It's not the executive branch responsible. You can't blame JMB for what's going on in the House. I agree that there was some tenured position that they temper with, but on and on, all these things we see.
Just hold on, let Terry land and we'll come.
All these things we see are things that have been happening in Liberia for centuries. But the difference is we have a responsible government in charge.
Thank you. What's your name? What you're calling for? What's on your mind?
Hey, Mr. Toh, how you doing?
Thank you, Chief. Thank you for calling. We appreciate it, Davis. Go ahead. Let's hear from you.
Thank you for the topic this evening. Our country, like, we don't expect a foreigner to go to the developed country. It's ourselves. I can remember during the wartime when Elcommon was in Nigeria, especially their checkpoint, when you pass into the gun, you drop, you think sugar, you drop it there, they will call you by to go clean the place. And people comply with the Elcommon because they wait a minute. Mr. Toh, I was in like 2017 before I traveled here too. When the Japanese were building the Japanese highway in Ghana, Freeport or Rio like that, the crash rod, the people were putting the road. Nigeria was stealing the crash rod, Mr. Toh. Even the drainage, they prepare the people will take death from their home and can't dump it in the area. Then when we leave from them, when they feel like real travel and go Ghana, when they go to the other neighboring country, they will say, oh, the pure country looking okay. If you don't put your house in order, you expect for your neighbor to come put your house in order for you? No, it always said because the mentality of the Nigerian that everything should be government. So when will we take the initiative? To say, I think our community is looking like this, don't maintain our community. Because if 1 or 2 persons see it, they say the way the community is looking, don't do the same thing. I can remember when Mary grew up. was sitting at the city mill. They had a little blood there. Every face salad in every month. But today, it exists and people use a cleaner. So for our country to develop, it's ourselves. Every little thing we're preferring, for example, the trash company that they are ever passing. Ghanaian come here again to take our contract from Nigeria. So we don't have Nigeria that can manage their own trash. And the company was there 2013. They took $26 million from our country. They give us peanuts. So what kind of people we are? Everything will go out between our legs. They will say international, everything international community. You think the international community don't have their own problem? As Terry was saying, it is good, the difference with the government and the past government is the supporter of the government bring the government to our light. But just ever we don't add it because the Bible says come out the time in a way that the time will not depart on it. When there's a corruption, we always expose a corruption with a supporter. We're not backing the government to say, oh, because he gave us a day, it's okay. Because if we put it out there when they do the right thing, like, benefit, the country will benefit. But we have not been doing that to ourselves. Don't look at all the ways, every ground we can be educating on what to do and what has been happening in the past. And one of the key reasons that the country is going to be drinking. Listen, don't say the government came to power. Be very frank on the show tonight. How many past government officials that the LACC have ever indicted them? But when we talk about somebody in the other ministry, the LACC and the Supreme Court only focus on the present government. They're not looking at the past government. The asset recovery. When the asset recovery started, the fight gear when they went to court, Supreme Court, went through that gear with 3 weeks. But what they did, they kept asset recovery. They kept them up. They suspended the asset recovery up to 11 months. And literally the building get these on the cover on. Are we business to our own country? The government is fighting, but people that in the government, the judiciary, and people that's all the big game of most of the corruption cases, they are there banking other people or criminal laws. That's the problem.
Thank you.
How many government officials from CDC that LACC are really indicted? Name one person tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Davis. Appreciate it. And I think that's a good observation. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you, Mr. Doe. It is sir.
Thank you. Okay, join us tomorrow, of course. We'll have a conversation. Again, Samson told Labra Pablito, I think I will take the number up now so that Jerry can step in. Jerry, let's hear from you.
Well, the last one to make my case. That's what I've been saying. People have prosecuted people, and he said it eloquently. But let me say the first quarter. You see, like brand people, we are forgiving people. Okay. If you go back a little bit, you can see. He asked a question. 2029. 2029 is still far away. 2029 still far away. 1980, what is it? Soya man, little more on soya. Hmm? That, uh, Taylor time.
That my brother's son, by the way.
Okay. Little more on soya. And the other women, that's it. Then they came, you came my mom, you came my father. Okay. Then when Joshua came, they say, if you know Bogle, I'll vote for you. So these are the precedents that people have been setting in our country.
Jerry, let me hold you right there, man. Well, because I was thinking about these phrases that you just put out there. I was thinking about it late yesterday. And I'm not here to defend anybody. This is what I believe. You kill my mom, you kill my pa, I will vote for you. It's not as genuine as you know both, you don't know both, I will vote for you. You kill my mom, you kill my pa, I will vote for you. Was a way of Liberian to say we have no choice. But you know both, you don't know both will vote for you, they have choice. It's much more genuine. Caller will come to you. Let Jerry land, then we'll come to you. Jerry, please, I'm sorry to take over your stuff here.
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead, land, then we'll come to this guy, Teddy Lyons on.
yeah. So then the person talk about look how. Let's go back. Some of the things I always know want me to go back. On a
You want to hold on? Let's hear from Teddy, and then you will close on this here.
okay, sure, sure, sure.
Okay, go ahead. Teddy Lyon, let's hear from you.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Greetings to everybody on the show. Greetings to one of the most critics that on the show, Mr. Jerry. I understand, they don't want to see the progress of Joshua and the CDC. But however, LPR, I'm part of the LPR family too. So I must, applaud the CEO
For
for
what?
establishing establishing a home for LPR in Liberia. And that shows that he's a leader of substance. He has a substance.
You don't know the CEO got bored?
But the boy is my uncle, is my own buddy. I really appreciate the boy. Also, I want to applaud you, Mr. Tool.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. I'm jealous the way you're praising the CEO. I'm just jealous the way you're praising the CEO. But go ahead, talk.
Yeah, and I will learn on the fact is that our political leader, His Excellency George Manawea, they have indicated, and the CDC as whole, that we're coming back. Nobody going to stop us. Will stop us 2029. We are coming back. We are the Marxist Party, and we'll open our arms. Yaga to Yaga Koruba. Whosoever that will join George Manawea and bring it back to power 2029. This is about the liberal discourse, and we will speak truth to power. We understand that we're in power before we have our flaws and mistakes. But we're going to, rectify all the mistakes, and we're going to, put everything back into place. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is so holy, except of Jesus Christ. So George Weah is not a holy man. He is not pure like anyone else. But at least he showed the Liberian people that he loved Liberia, and he was determined to do good things for Liberia.
Thank you.
Large propaganda, the Unity Party came to power, and they want to continue that narrative that the government has failed, we have government failed. There's nobody look for alternative. Look, the ANC with the 1% and the new party that just came up, they should start checking themselves because our new people around it would tell we have spoken. CDC has spoken that we're coming back and we are the only party that's in the country now. To fix Liberia. That's why we are committed to the cause. Any ordinary Liberian, who that institution like Senator Jackson and other people who support the CDC. Because there's a need for the Liberian people to protect our cause. And that great cause is the cause that the CDC, the Congress for Democratic Change, and our other progressives and other brothers who, love Liberians who believe in, Liberia, who always, gravitate to the CDC.
Thank you.
The CDC, but also they'll beat on the CDC or come out of the state.
Thank you. Let me ask you.
The working out government, and you guys got spirit. Another party will stone the spawn, but the Liberian people believe in the CDC.
Thank you.
And
Let me ask you this. You talk about the CEO making the home in LPR home in Liberia. Can you speak a little bit on that again?
That's why I was trying to speak on. Yeah, absolutely. I thought when you were making making the announcement, I was very proud of you, the don't know about you, Dr. You're not a selfish man. You're very jovial, lovely, Liberian, man that I people love you. So don't continue like that. But one really make me proud that the LPR are going to innovate, not to compete or innovate. We'll build sponsor. Sponsor shouldn't be the only, show that will be, but at least the CEO of, secure a ground or home for LPR family in Liberia, and we're going to go from there.
Thank
And
you.
we'll support the effort.
Thank you.
Absolutely, we'll have to support the effort.
Thank you, Terry Lyon. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Again, folks, Samson told Labrador Puerto Rico and Terry Lyon just talked about CEO effort, and we are in support of that. Jerry, before I come to you, there was a question I was going to be putting to Terry here, but let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. I will let Terry rest. Let's go ahead, Jerry. Let's go ahead and give your information on that.
Yeah, so I think the first call I talk about corruption in Joe in Blackout administration but Jerry will not do a due diligence. Let's remember how many persons George Ria have prosecuted or he was prosecuted here for office? Zero. Zero. How many persons George the CDC government indicted? Zero. Hmm? So when it comes to corruption, yes, it's really half bucket here. COVID money, $30 million. King. Today, it was between Top Hat and somebody else. $30 million went to replace that. Today, there's no accountability at $30 million under the CDC wing. COVID, money came in. Okay? There's nothing. So, look, people come here and say, oh, the CDC government or the Unity Party government is corrupt. I'm not saying anybody's not admitting to corruption. Corruption is all over the world.
Okay.
There's some light have made some deterrent that if you do this, when you are caught, you'll be prosecuted. So that's why the government is doing. The Unity Party government is doing.
Let me hold you right there. We'll come back to you for your closing. Let's go to Terry. Let Terry start his closing, and then we'll come back to you for you to take us home. Terry, talk close, but anything you want to say. Say rescue two, rescue.
Roger that.
Yes.
Yeah, the guys they live in a world of illusion that how CDC can operate. They live in a world of illusion. They think that magically overnight things just happen. And you're going to see the election again in Lima. When Koga wins, they're going to come by and say they cheated him. And they will start finding all kind of propaganda to be running with. The people cheated. Meanwhile, they get the VP is there campaigning for Koga. You got other guys there. I think I heard it say Prophet Key joined in. I don't know how true it is because I didn't see him officially endorsing Koga. But these guys are soliciting endorsement from other people. But Une Yeke Koluba alone is in Lima County fighting for what her name, Edith Gonglo were to win the elections. But where are the seditions?
Oh, great. According to information, Grace is going there.
But Gray is not an official executive member of the party as we speak. So where is the party itself in Lima County? They know where to be found. These are the people that are telling you say they're going to come back in 2029. You see some of the lapses, and the thing they fear, they don't understand is the money they spent during 2023 elections. If Unity Party would have been in charge, the people will know how to steal the country money. Like we are talking there now. If they were in charge of the election and spend that money, they would have won the election. They would have won. And they are now sitting over the national cake. They got all the weapons. to use against you. Then you ready think, then you print the kind of Tabata game running all over. You think you going win 2029 election? We will wait and see. We'll be in the on our buffer. On our buffer, we'll be watching and seeing, because we come in here, be crying, you'll be crying. Oh, the people cheated. Oh, they took the vote, they carry it behind the hall, they bury it, they lift it up. We'll be hearing all the one that will just be saying now, looking at you. You see, because they don't have strategies. They don't have strategies.
I think from our show to really catch on fire next time, before I open the line, I will let you close. After you close there, I open the line. Go ahead.
See what they do, bro. So
rescue
these people need to wake up, unite the opposition, change the faces of those who are speaking for you. Because the people have seen these people were just in power 1 year ago. You think the scarf have left the minds of the people? No. Change these people. Bring in new faces. They one other picking the guy, they call him Wanto. Alvin Wisse is a nice guy. What's a tabula rasa buganias?
I don't know what that means.
He's a nice guy. That picking smart. These are young guys that don't have steam on the record. Want them. Other young, zipper young guys in the CDC. Put them on the front. Let them be in front. Let them be speaking on the radio, engaging the day-to-day activities of the political landscape, putting in some propaganda points. But you got people then that everybody know the things they did. You still got them hanging around. Then you expect to come back. Thank you, Liberal.
Thank you. Jerry, let's hear from you.
Well, you see, here's the interesting part. The CDC government, I'm giving you their own letter they send out to the Nimaria in Nima County. They say there are 3 candidates there, they should support the 3 candidates. You can make your own choice. Rather than to go and say, we're taking your weapon, either Congo. So you confuse the people. You send letter and say, Jerry, you're vote for two, you're vote for Collins, you're vote for Jerry. So you make your own decision. What kind of leadership? Who does that? Who leadership? Because you say a leader, I can't go say he carry his general. He get 4 cars that he go in there to spend your own money. And he the same person say, we carry 3, you can vote for any of the 3 choices, so you can choose your own people. So but here's the thing I want to say. Hopefully, the Unity Party government will realize that, when people are crying, you got to listen to their cry. That's the whole thing. If people are crying in your knee, you got to listen to them. Because these are the people who bring the power. These are the people who can take it from power. So they have to do reassessment. The reassessment, reach out to the people. And one of the things, the Unity Party need to do is you got to get a war room, rapid response. When CDC fire, when they fire one gun, you fire 2 times. Because if you not respond, it begins to stick on your record. So if the Unity Party have to respond, even though some of them will be tabata, but you got to respond. And people say, oh, not everything you respond to, because you know what? If they give the conspiracy to you and you don't respond, right? People begin to believe it.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Jerry. Thank you guys very much for joining me again tonight. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to have you all here. Please let us come together to join Mr. So tomorrow, and so that we will be able to help his show. Because without us, he, who they're not going anywhere. They need us, and they need our voices on his show to move the show forward. So please, whatever you have to do tomorrow, let's join Mr. So, so that his show will be more popular. At least, yeah.
Mr. So says Tom and Jerry.
That's why you can be calling us.
You're lucky you're here tonight.
You know what? I try to be nice. Try to be nice because it's a holy week. You know, so
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
that's one of the things. It's a holy week, man.
Oh,
So
that's
gotta be
right.
nice.
Anyway, guys, let's come in tomorrow. Thank you very much, Terry. Thank you for coming. Rescue
Yeah.
too. We appreciate it.
I enjoy the program. I was following. I carry my daughter to swim to the. She's
Oh,
doing her
yeah.
swimming classes. That's why I
Oh,
didn't come.
okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I will say good night to you. Say good night to the family as well. Okay. Again, folks, Samson told I brought up radio. We're here again this evening. With our heavy heart, we announced the passing of our cousin, Edwin Poor, who passed in Philadelphia. And I will be in touch with the family. Our big brother, Oliver, I will call him again tomorrow to let me know exactly what the family is doing. So we'll be involved. We will be involved. And to the family again, it's a very sad time for all of us because Edwin, if you knew who Edwin was, you would know that he's a person who is very serious. But when he's around, you know he's around. No confusion bone in him whatsoever. He doesn't have that within him. But all we can say to Edwin, I mean, may your soul rest in peace. And we'll continue to pray for the family. Let's continue to pray for one another as well. Again, I will say good night to all of you. Let's join Mr. Soul tomorrow, where we'll have a wonderful, wonderful conversation. Good night, folks. Samson told Labra Pub Radio.
Italie, mon Dieu Seigneur, à ça. Rachel de Kibo, je adé. On va venir Gogo, Yaliwa, Bagnon, Yaliwa, Corapam. Avec Gogo, Yali. Avec Gogo, Yali, Stéphane Soko. On va venir, Nana, on va venir à Gogo, Yaliwa. Stéphane Soko, Corapam. Aïe, Gogo, Yaliwa. Amana vere kasawa Amana vere titi papa vere sa seri peke Ayo yuje bayo Ye sikre kama pa Sisi ye la play Oya la gogo nyali Ale bayo e koro bravo Hey gogo nyali Awo Taba sisi yo wa ale na vere ni paka Taba sisi yo wa ale na vere ni Waya, ale na yu ya koro bravo, abile godo nyali. Yo so ma de jokure, amro ayo, ade wa ba bere wa sabake, wa ba be, ambawe mabani. Ni ama, ambawe mabani. Ambara su wa gula ba yo, abile ni ka bere titi baba, ata